Hey there, my name's Lindsay, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to create a collaboration slash roundup post for your blog. I recently created a series about lessons learned, and it all came together because I wanted to create my own roundup post or a collaboration post. So I've had a few people ask me, hey, how did you create that? Or what did you have to do for that? And all of those questions. So I figured, hey, I'll just pop on here and I'll share you exactly what I did so that if you want to do it, you can do it yourself. So I don't, a few months ago, I was featured on a Roundup post, and I will never forget the feeling that I had after that post. It was like, I don't know. I think I was at the gym, and I got out of the gym and I had all these notifications, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? And I noticed that this lady was just like, oh, hey, I shared you on this roundup, blah blah blah, and I went to it and I was listed with people like Melissa Griffin and Megan Mins and a few other people that I have followed, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing, this is great. So I remember how I felt when I was included in a blog post like that, so I kind of wanted to do something as well to kind of yeah, connect with other people, share someone else's thoughts on things, instead of just my own. I think a lot of times when we start things, it's very easy to just share it from our point of view, and that's great. You totally need to share your story. You totally need to, you know, have that. But sometimes, sometimes your audience wants to hear something else. They don't just want to hear what has happened to you. So kind of keep that in mind. If you are wanting to do a collaboration post, think about like, oh, what are my, what are things that my audience is asking? And then just kind of think, hey, maybe it's a good idea to put my own post together. So I'm just going to walk through the steps that I went through so that you can have a better idea of if this is something that you want to do, what all is involved, because there are a lot more steps involved instead of you just knocking out a blog post on your own. So the first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what questions you want to ask. So my series is called Lessons Learned, and all of my questions are about lessons learned. So I teach, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Lindsay. I'm an online educator over at hazelhaven.com, and I teach creative business owners how to use the tools to grow their audience online. So I wanted to do a blog post about what other people think about growing their audience online. So I asked a few questions, and I was overwhelmed with the responses that I got back. So what I did is I turned mine into a series instead of just one long blog post, because it would have been really long. But so figure out what questions you want to ask. And then what I did to make it easier on myself is I created a survey. And after this video, I'll probably create a blog post for this so that I can have all of the different links and stuff, so that if you want to just go in and copy and paste it, you can, and all of that. But I created a survey in SurveyMonkey? No, Typeform. Sorry, I created a survey on Typeform, and inside the survey, this is a very key thing to remember. Inside the survey, I put, I asked for their name. I asked if they wanted to be a part of the collaboration, the blog post, and I even said something like, if yes, please continue. If no, hope you have a nice day. So at least that way it was just a very like upfront, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you want to be a part of it, cool. If not, that's fine too. So then I went ahead and I got their blog post. I got the name of their business, so that when I was writing the blog post, I didn't have to go back and be like, oh, hey, what website do you want me to use? Or, hey, what's the name of your business? You know, so just go ahead and set that up front so that it will make it a lot easier on yourself. So after you create the survey, get the link for the survey, make it live. And then what you can do is you can do this many different ways. What I did is there were a few people that I've wanted to collaborate or connect with. So I sent them individual emails and was like, hey, I'm putting together this post. I'd love for you to contribute. Here's the link. And that was it. And then I have a Facebook group, Creative Biz Haven, and I put it in my group and was like, hey, looking for contributors. Here's this thing, go ahead and, you know, if you want to contribute, go ahead and do this. And then they could do that. And then what I did is, I gave them a due date. So this is really, really important because there are so many times where people ask you like, oh, hey, you want to do this thing? And then they don't give you a timeline or a due date for it. And I don't know about you, but like, if I don't have a due date on something, I'm going to forget about it. It's just going to slip my mind and I'm just going to forget about it. So by asking somebody for, you know, hey, can you please finish this for me by this date? That would be great. Then it will be a lot easier on you because yes, it's a collaboration thing, but you also want to keep yourself in mind when you're doing this so that it's easier for you to do this. So give them a due date and then, you know, just give yourself as much time as you think would be good. I can't remember how much time I gave people. I think I gave people maybe like a week. And then I was just like, oh, sorry, like, let me know, you know, if you're interested next time, let me know. Or if not, just maybe that's not something I want to collaborate with because they couldn't fill out something within the due date. Or they couldn't let me know if they didn't want to do it, you know. I don't know. This is just things to think about. So let's say you send it out and then there are some people that you're like, oh, I really wanted them to do this. Something that you can do is that you can email them like the day before or the day before your due date and be like, oh, hey, just wanted to shoot you a quick reminder. Do you mind filling this out for me? And then you can do that and it'll be fine. So do that and then you can you know, just be on the same page. So I know that seems like a lot of things. Another thing that you can do is, all right, so you've done all that. You've gotten everything. Sorry, it's like got a notification. It's like, but another thing that you can do is you can share it on social media and be like, hey, I'm looking for contributors, or share it wherever you're really active and do it that way. But, you know, don't make it too hard on yourself because again, you're doing this for yourself and you're just asking people to help you out. So another thing after that, so let's say you have all of the answers together, everything's all put together. What you want to do is you can either export your data to an Excel spreadsheet, or you can just copy and paste the answers into a blog post. So you go and create your blog post, and then you just start writing your blog post, and then you can just put in people's answers. So the way I did it was just like a quick intro to the series, and then I had, hey, for this post, this is the question that I asked, and then you can just fill it all in. And the reason that you ask people for their name, their business name, and their website is that when you start going through the posts and you start quoting them, you can hyperlink it back to their site. So the good thing about doing these posts is that you get the, you know, hey, I'm connecting with these people, and then they also get a backlink to their website. So it's great. Like having backlinks are really good, and you can even do backlinks inside your post as well. So a backlink that's basically is a link that links back to somewhere else. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. But what you can do is inside your post where you have all the different series, you can say like, these are the 3 questions that I asked for this post, read this for this next post coming soon, or things like that. And it's really easy to do it that way because it will just be super simple for you to keep everything in the same place. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at my notes real quick and seeing if anybody has any questions. And if you have any questions throughout this, just pop them below and I will get to them and let you know. Okay, so you write the blog post, you publish the blog post. So after you publish the blog post, what you want to do is you want to let everybody know that you published it. So the best way to do this is to, all right, so this is what I did. And this made it super simple. And this way, by doing it this way, what you're able to do is make it easier on your, I'm all about making it easier. So the best way to do this is to go ahead and share the post everywhere that you would normally share it. So for instance, like if you go ahead and share it on Pinterest, you can go ahead and pin it to Pinterest. And then when you pin it to Pinterest, you can have you go up to the URL and you just get the Pinterest link and you just copy the URL and then you go ahead and save the URL and be like, pin this here. And just save those links all in one area. So then that way, when you write your email, you can go ahead and pop it in. So get your Pinterest link, you can create a click to tweet link. Click to tweet is this web platform and you just put in, you just go to click-to-tweet.com and then you can just write out your tweet and then it will just create this little link. No, it sounds, but it's just like a shortened link, like a bit.ly link. And then you can get that link and you can just save it. And then when somebody clicks on it, the reason it's called click to tweet is that when you click on it, it goes ahead and opens Twitter and it has your pre-filled in information there so that you can see, oh, cool. All I have to do is click to tweet it. If you didn't know what that is, it's pretty smart. And then you can go ahead and create a Facebook post. So what I did is I went ahead and created a Facebook post, and then I went ahead and tagged everybody that was on the posts on Facebook. Now, I didn't ask people for their Facebook pages in my survey. That could be something that you could do to save yourself a little bit of time. But most of the people that were in my posts, their Facebook pages were the same as their blog name, so it worked out fine. So go ahead and get those links and then write up an email. I know that sounds like a lot of things, but after you do it once and you kind of create a workflow for it, it makes it so much easier the next time you do it. So then you want to write your email. This is a really, really important thing to know. You write your email, and then in Gmail, there's this thing called canned responses or canned messages or something like that. So you create a canned response or canned message. I think it's called canned message. But anyways, you create one of those. And what that does is it just like saves the whole thing. And then when you go and send out all your emails, all you have to do is say canned message, choose the one that you created, and then you can just change, instead of saying like, hey there, you can personalize it and be like, hey there, Stephanie, thanks so much for contributing. Just want to let you know, this is where the blog post is live, and put the blog post link. Feel free to share it on social media if you want to. Here are the links. And then on mine, I have like, you can pin this, and it goes to my Pinterest pin that I created earlier. You can do click to tweet, which goes to my little click to tweet thing. And then I also tag myself on the tweet, like, hey, like via Hazel Haven. so that when people do click that, I get notified that they're sending it out. And then in the Facebook post, or you can share it here on Facebook. Now, again, you can use any platform, whatever platforms you're using, you can use those. But at least this way, when you do it this way, it's already stuff that you've done, and then it will always come from you. And you'll get to track the traffic from it. You'll get to see how many repins you'll get. You'll get to see how many people tweet about it. And then you can kind of see, I'm all about making sure that, what you're doing online is working for you. So when you do it this way, you can kind of see what people are actually sharing and where they're sharing it from. So do that, and that's how you can do a collaboration post, Roundup post. Another few helpful tips about this is, once you've already written that email, you can take that email, you can go to your email marketing service. I use ConvertKit. And so what I did is I went to ConvertKit, I just said I wanted to do a new broadcast, and then I just pasted everything that I had sent out to other people, but I changed it for, my audience. So instead of it being like, hey, here's your post, it was, oh, hey there, I reached out to these people and I asked them this question, read the full post here. And then at the bottom of it, I had, if you find this post helpful, feel free to share it on social media. So then I was able to still keep those links, like I mentioned before, inside my email list too. So this is just, a little, I'm all about repurposing things. There's no reason to recreate the wheel each time you are putting out content, like this, like doing this video right now. I will most likely download this video and upload it to YouTube and repurpose it there. And then I will also take everything that I talked about in this video and turn it into a blog post, and then put the YouTube video on a blog post, and then I'll share it on social media. And I mean, look, this is one piece of content that you're able to share multiple times. Now, of course, it's not going to be the same thing on every platform. For instance, on Instagram, I will just be telling somebody about it. Maybe I'll do an Instagram story and be like, hey, if you want to watch the video on this, you can by going here and do it that way. But, when you're creating content, don't make it hard on yourself, And when you want to do these collaboration posts, just do it. Just ask people. I mean, there are so many people that said yes. I did have a few people that said no, and that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. I've said no to a lot of things, so, but anyways, so yeah, if you have any questions about, how to do a collaboration post, or, how to collaborate with other people, or, blog posting in general, or anything like that, just, leave your questions below. And yeah, so I hope that you're having a great day, and thanks so much for watching. If any of this was helpful for you, I have a new thing on my website called the tip jar, and it's hazelhaven.com/tip jar, and feel free to add some tips to my tip jar. I'm also taking Bitcoin, so that's something that is available as well. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.